to the Art of Making Friends. And on today's episode, we have my first suit recruit, my lovely, lovely best friend, half sister, who knows what we call each other anymore. Sarah is joining us this morning. Good morning.
Hi, Sarah. It's so nice to finally meet you.
I know. I'm so excited.
Someday we will do this in person.
Someday.
But for today,
I'm all in.
today we have what you drink is our drink today. McUltra.
Ooh.
Sarah's complaining because we made her day drink.
Oh, Sarah.
And we have a little toast to Indiana, if I may. So let me just run you down how I came to this toast. I put it into Chat GPT and I said, hey, write me a toast about Indiana. And it came out with something that I thought was okay, but then it gave me the option to make it either funnier, meaner, or both. I chose both.
I knew you were going to say that.
So here's what ChatGPT came up with. To Indiana, a state that looked at excitement and said, let's not rush this. Where corn has more personality than most towns, the horizon is a straight line, and ambition politely moved elsewhere. May your potholes build character, your winters last forever, and your biggest flex remain. At least it's not Ohio.
Oh.
So what I thought was hilarious, and cheers to you and to Indiana.
Cheers.
And may we
Cheers.
enjoy
Cheers
some
to you and
lovely
Indiana.
alcohol. And after the morning we've had this morning, it's just
too.
on time. I'm going to double drink.
Yeah. Wowee.
So what I thought was pretty funny about this is that ChatGPT has no idea that I live in Ohio, right?
No, that's what's so great about it.
So as I was telling it to be meaner to you, it fucking backhanded me with one too. Good job, ChatGPT.
I know.
So Sarah and I know each other from a very unique way. I was married to her brother.
Right.
And that was who my husband was when I met you.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I've never met you.
No.
Nope.
And honestly, did not quite realize what had happened after the divorce. That you guys had stayed family, basically.
Yeah, really,
Absolutely.
actually, maybe even somehow got closer through all of this.
Oh,
And so
absolutely.
and I remember us having these conversations where, divorce is really hard and you lose so much during that process that, and I certainly remember crying on the phone with you many times and said, I can't lose you. I can't lose you and I can't lose your children. And so
Yeah.
that's where, and we were friends. But I think that we both had to make that decision.
Absolutely.
And thank God you did, because, here we are now.
Better
I
and
mean,
stronger than ever.
What was that decision like for you? Was there even a decision to make?
No, it was never, there was no, I don't ever remember there being a question. I mean, we were definitely closer now and have grown closer over the years, but I adored Lisa way back when they were married and we just always had a great, rapport and got along and had so much fun. No, and I'd been through a divorce myself before that. So I knew what it was like to have to lose people, and nobody told us we had to lose each other. Nobody
No,
told
and
us
I
we could. Nobody said we had to choose each other either, but I think, just automatically did choose each other because there was no one telling us that we couldn't, and it was just a no-brainer. It was
Yeah, I
just,
was going to say, I don't know if we ever thought it was an option to not. You know what I mean?
no.
Like, and if somebody had told us that, we probably would have said, fuck you, we're not doing that.
Yeah, that was,
Although
yeah.
I will say your brother was a little surprised.
My brother, well, maybe a little.
What was his reaction?
I never got it directly from him so much, I don't think. Because I didn't really, until years later, talk about us, Lisa and I, spending time together and mention her name, and just to not rub anything in anybody's face. I just didn't bring anything up, and I think eventually he sort of, we'd talk on the phone, and I'd be like, "Oh yeah, I just got back from visiting Lisa," or Lisa just left. Lisa? Oh, Lisa? Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. You know, I don't know how he felt maybe in the very beginning specifically, but he never to me made me feel like I shouldn't. I think maybe he had his own reservations about it in the beginning that I've kind of figured out since, but that seems to be part of the past now. So yay.
Yes, it is.
Well, Sarah, what we have in common is Lisa's ex-husband is surprised she's still friends with both of us.
Yes. I'm aware. I'm aware.
Well, ain't that a bitch, huh?
Listen, I'm going to vote for myself in this circumstance.
And certainly we did too.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't like to let people go, like women, especially good women in my life. I just don't.
Well, and your children are and you and I have talked about this before, and I'm not going to get all emotional today, but like your kids, when I was introduced to Britt and Sam was what, 7? And Britt was 11 or
Yeah, I would say
12.
around there. Around there.
Yeah. And so, and trust me, they're not anymore.
Mm.
Um, it, y- they started calling me Aunt Lisa, and I don't have children, so um, and none of my brothers or sisters had children. So your children are the only people in the whole world that will call me Aunt Lisa. And I was not prepared to lose that. And so sometimes you have to fight for those relationships that seem unconventional or don't make sense on paper to anybody else. But there's no fucking way in this world I was going to lose those children, not out of my life ever.
Absolutely.
The reason we have Sarah on today is not so much to talk about our amazing relationship, but Sarah in her community is known as the Oprah of Indiana.
I cannot wait to hear about this.
Who gave you that name?
So my friend and neighbor, Becca, she lives just behind me. I
How did
think
you
it was
wait? How did you meet Becca? Did Becca just walk into your backyard one day?
no, but that would have been a great story. No, I think we met at a Halloween celebration through other friends and realized, oh my gosh, you guys live behind it. You guys are your backdoor neighbors. Like they're right out the back door. And that started a friendship 10 years ago now. Well, almost 10 probably. Well, it's funny because we met at a bar, and then my husband and I were having a gathering, a Christmas party, I think it was. And it was warm enough that the front door was open, just the storm door. And some friends of ours were showing up, and Becca and her husband, she's like, "Oh, look, they're having a party. Pull over, let's go in." And she just followed them
Okay, so
in, and
that's
they
kind of
were
the
like,
story that I heard was she just kind of showed up one day, but I didn't
"You
hear the
did."
first part that you met at a bar already or had met
Yeah.
before
So
that.
so the the friends that were walking in were like, "Oh, who are you?" "Oh, we're their neighbors. We know them." And just walked in. I was like, "Well, hello."
Right.
So yes, kind of.
So the friend group out there, and Lord knows I've leaned on this friend group solidly for 10, 15, 20 years now. Um, but I knew Sarah, so I got introduced to everybody else. And then throughout the years that I've known Sarah, there's been more people and some have come and gone. But there's one thing that Sarah does that is uniquely special and beautiful to really sort of foster those friendships and help those other people meet other people that they would never be able to meet otherwise, which is Girls Weekend at the Lake.
Absolutely.
Who are the OGs for Girls Weekend at the Lake?
So when had happened the first time, it was 1997, and my kids were pretty young, 6, I think, and 6 and 9, 10, 9, yeah, something like that. And my family had a little lake cottage about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes north of here. And so I'd always gone, if I went with family, the family group, or I went with my kids. Um, and one day it hit me, I should get a couple girls to go. Wouldn't that be fun for the weekend? And there were four of us. And out of those four, two are no longer there. They just sort of moved on with their lives. But after that weekend, it was like, this is something that I need to do again because this was great fun. And
Oh.
so I think I've missed 2 years since 2 summers since 1997. I've held a girls' weekend. It first went from Friday to Sunday. It now goes from about Wednesday to Sunday. And
Oh.
there have probably been, I would say, probably been 40 women over the years that have come and gone, and some still come every year, and some have come once. Rarely just a one timer, but some have come once and only once. But everybody tries to get back whenever they can. And new people come and then old people come back. And it just started because the four of us that went originally, really, I knew all three of them, but they didn't know each other. Two of them sort of knew each other, and the other two knew each other like separately. Like, it was weird. But anyway, I just thought, man, everybody got along so well. And it just kind of hit me that this gal and this gal would really, oh my gosh, they could be great friends. They would really hit it off. So it just sort of became a mission to get sort of that right group and bring the right people in for tons of laughs and all the acceptance and no judgment and all the love and all the support. And the biggest reward for me has always been when a couple girls will get together apart from me, and I find out about it later that they've done something. I'm like, oh, yay, they made friends. They got
That's
along.
awesome.
It's just the group of women that I've had, and most of them are still around, have gotten me through some of the hardest times in my life. And so I always want to give back and invest in those relationships to keep them healthy and keep them thriving and keep them strong. And if somebody's going through a tough time, I know not only will she rely on me, but if she's met the crew per se, she could reach out to them as well, or they will be there to support her in whatever way as well. So it's just kind of been a thing for me. It's kind of selfish because they've done so much for me that I want to keep those relationships going because they've helped me so much. But then again, I wanted to give back and give to them the joy of meeting each other. So that's
That
in a
is
nutshell what I do.
the whole thing.
It's the whole point
It's
of
the
this.
whole reason we're here,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
I mean,
Totally.
that is just incredibly inspiring.
This place is so special, I think, because not once when I was the new girl there and other people had been several years before me, not once did I feel judged. Not once did I feel like I needed to be anybody but myself. Not once did I feel like, oh, I shouldn't do that in front of this person. Or, I mean, you can eat, you can laugh, you can fart, you can say bad words, you can drink as much or as little as you want. You can go to the job, you can run out in the sun, you can make food, bring food, don't bring food. Nobody gives an absolute rat's ass about judging or it's literally just this most beautiful, safest space. And it's so amazing that everybody there gets to feel that way. It's not
Yeah, I've
just
been
me that felt that way. It was everybody. And you could see it. We all let our guards down where, you can let your belly hang out and nobody's judging you and no one's looking at you in your bathing suit and looking at your dimples and your rolls. And, I mean, I would say nobody cares if you have food stuck in your teeth, but we would tell you if you had food stuck in your teeth.
absolutely.
You don't let a
We don't,
sister
we don't let
walk
anybody
around
do
with
that.
a broccoli stalk.
But, it's just this beautiful, safe place where you get to really just be yourself and enjoy and openly without any hangups, like enjoy that same space with these lovely, brilliant, funny, talented, just goofy girls. Awesome.
On
I've been
Father's
told,
Day weekend, no less.
yes, I've been told by several people, and not just women alone, that there's a sense of family and a sense of warmth in the place itself, in the
Yes.
cabin itself. And I think that comes from it's been owned by my mother's side of the family since 1958, I believe.
Wow.
And there are just years of beautiful memories and so much energy in the place that's just so peaceful. I can remember a couple of summers heading there for the girls' weekend, and literally 20 minutes north, heading north, 20 minutes on the road, literally feeling the tension just start to drain out of my body, knowing where I was headed, and I was going to be able to come back refreshed to the kids and the husband and the work and all the things. It's just one of those weekends that but I've had people say there's just such a warmth here, and then you throw in all these crazy fun women and it's like fabulous.
Boy, we sure have had some crazy fun times there. And
Yes.
like, I'm kind of like, I don't know how much we can divulge or how much we should divulge, because sort of we have this mantra of what happens at the lake stays now the lake. But there is, I mean, imagine like, well, I mean, I can certainly talk about things that I have done. There was the night that we had a tornado scare and we all went in the basement.
Lisa's not a bug fan, and that basement is
Oh
about as
my
bugged
God.
out. It's literally a cellar, and that basement
Yeah.
had more bugs than you can shake a stick at. Not now, though. It's been completely cleaned out. So
That's what
Lisa,
I heard. I still would be totally fine if I never get back in there. But so we're all I mean, there's no lights. It's pretty dark in there. We've closed
light
the
bulb,
bulkhead.
one light bulb,
We did have a light bulb.
one light bulb. Yes, in the ceiling. Yes,
We had a
pull chain.
flashlight or something. I don't know. I mean, it was a tornado warning. Like, what else were we gonna do?
Yeah.
But boy, was that
You're gonna
awful.
go down. You're gonna go underground.
We were in there for what? 45 minutes?
Probably till everything was all clear. Yeah, it's happened before over the years,
I
probably
couldn't
many
move.
times.
I was like right where I am. Like, I'm not moving
Yeah.
because I don't know what's over here for critters or for things. Like anyone
was-
could have probably just like done this on me and I would have just fucking died.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't just fucking died. You could have just tricked me with like a feather. I would have fucking had a heart attack. Like I was so on edge being in that cell. It was so on edge. And then we had some people that year that slept out the tent. That wasn't a good idea either. The storms were really bad. Yeah. They can get crazy up there.
They were bad.
So can we talk about the can we talk about the time we all showed our boobs?
Sure.
She's like, maybe not.
There was a photograph, actually, Erin.
So yes, the greatest thing is that nobody has it anymore.
Yeah, thank God.
So I don't know, because that was the year Cammie was there. Cammie's the large woman, right? And her like one tit is the size of a full watermelon.
Oh boy.
I mean, she's
That's not an exaggeration. 100%, not an exaggeration.
So we all decided, and of course nobody was sober at this point.
Oh
We all,
no. I think there were like
whose
8 of us.
idea was this?
I could not tell you. I could not tell you. But I bet there were 7 or 8 of us lined up side by
It seemed
side.
like a real good idea at the time. Brittany was taking the picture. Your daughter
My
Brittany
daughter.
was taking the photographer,
Nice.
and we were all lined up. And I think maybe the point was to show the differences in all of our boobs.
I mean,
Danny's were just so big.
Kind of like
Sounds-
fingerprints.
Yep. And so the point was to lift the shirts up,
Or just cut the faces off. Like,
like
don't get the
and
faces in the
cut
photo.
the faces out of the photo.
yes.
So
Yes.
that was the instructions for Brittany and Dad. What happened there, Sarah?
Brittany did fine, but our OG attendee, Debbie, is a wee bit shorter than most of us, and
no.
has
And she was the one who was most adamant about not getting.
did
her
not want her
face-
face in the picture, and she's dealt with gravity a little bit more than some of us. So her thought was to lift them up for, and in that her head came down. And as my daughter snapped the picture, she said, Debbie, I think maybe a little bit of your face was in that. And it was all of her face in it. And it had already gone off to my husband and whoever he was
it's
with.
like titty, Debbie's face. Titty, titty. Like I don't. She didn't lift enough, and it was just mostly her face and maybe like the top of her boobs. So
It was.
we did send the photo to somewhere because it's fucking hilarious.
That is great.
And whoever got the photo did exactly what a good boy is supposed to do, and deleted it. So none of us. It was only on the one phone. We didn't feel like, oh, send it to me too. Plus, I get no cell phone.
We all got a good look at it. We got a good laugh, and then it was gone.
I think that all was meant to be, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
For poor Debbie. I mean, Jimmy, she really
Debbie
messed that one.
She was not very happy about the results of that photo.
No. We basically eat and drink all day and sun ourselves.
And even just have conversations and share stories and memories and sometimes get deep into stuff. And that, because of the no judgment, it really does bring us that much closer every time we do it, I think.
There's
I think you learn
bonfires.
something every time. Oh, great bonfires. Yes.
Yeah. People fall in them.
It sounds like something every Gen X woman who's holding society together by a string
It's a weekend
would
you need.
really do well with.
It is about letting loose and then coming back refreshed and ready to go at it again, a better person than before, because you got it all behind you. You just let it all go.
Right.
You let the stress go. You bring in the love, and then you go home all energized and refreshed.
Awesome. Wasn't there a gang created? The Papakichi?
Yes, when we went to Billy Joel that in 22, there were a few of us that
We
went to a
left
Billy
some
Joel
photos.
concert while we were at the girls' weekend. And the girls who stayed behind, the lake is called Lake Papakichi, and they called themselves the Lil Pap Gang, Lil Pap Gang. Tore the sleeves off of T-shirts and made themselves little headwear, do-rags that said Lil Pap Gang. There's a lot of photographic evidence of the silliness while we were gone.
Some videos passed around.
I believe so. Yes, singing, rapping, whatever they were doing.
Oh, nice. Yeah, they were in fine form by the time we got back.
They were a hot mess by the time we got back.
One of the nights, and this was one of the bigger nights. Like, we had a solid crew there.
You know what? It was probably a Friday night when some came, and then the ones that came had to leave Saturday. So it was the overlap night where we usually have more than. Yeah, we might have had 11 that night.
And then we're like, all right, we're all just sleeping on top of each other too.
Right?
Yeah. So we were playing this game that night, and there was something that happened to me there that I will never forget because of the crew that we had. Jen was there. And Jen, how long have you known Jen?
We met when we were 5. So we are on our 50. Oh boy. We're on our 56th year as besties.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Moved in across the street from her when I was 5 years old. I was actually 4.5. Well, I was almost 5. And we met, and we are still friends to this day. And we're pushing 59.
Wow. That is awesome.
I love
awesome.
Jen.
Yeah.
She's just amazing.
Yes, she
And
is.
I didn't, Jen's just great. I met her at Girls Weekend at the Lake years ago, and I just loved her. And,
She's lovable.
and she loved me too, didn't she?
Oh boy. Yes, she did. What's not to love, Lisa?
No, but I learned later she was like, "Ooh, I have a little girl crush on Lisa."
Oh,
Yeah.
So Jen was there that night, and so we're playing
the
this game. And the card was, do you remember specifically what it was? Who is the most?
Who's your secret crush?
It wasn't that, because I answered your mother. It was something about who was.
Oh, this one. Yeah. Oh, this question. Yeah. Who is the most
Yeah.
important person in Sarah's life?
So we all get our answers, right? And I'm looking at Jen, right? Knowing how long that you guys have been friends. And I'm like, gosh, I know Sarah pretty well, so I should get this one. And I'm thinking and I'm like, you know what? I really think it's your mom. I think that I know how much you love your mother, and I know that you're always in touch with her, and she lives nearby you, and just like influence wise and respect and love. And I'm like, it's got to be your mother. Got to be. And then there was the great reveal of all the cards.
Yes.
Was I the only one at the table?
You were the only one who got it wrong. The answer was Lisa.
Oh my gosh.
And all the
And
girls
so-
knew it. And that kind of surprised me because when I said Lisa, I did think about my mom. I did think about Jenny, our 50 some years of friendship. But when I thought about telling the nitty gritty and the deepest, darkest and the most raw of any of them have all of those girls who've seen me in the most raw, awful spot, one person won that one out. Excuse me. So it was Lisa.
I, first of all, was gobstopped, right? Because everyone else at the table said it. I was the only one, right?
That is alarming, isn't it?
But that Jen, your friend, before you were 5, had the, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
had the capacity within herself to acknowledge the depth of our friendship, right? And it didn't negate their friendship at all.
Sure.
It
Right.
didn't threaten your relationship with her. That even I think I fucking cried and started bawling my eyes out because of her, right?
Yeah.
I just was to be so big of a person, right? To have that kind of heart. And I think I just got up and gave her the biggest hug, right? Because in that moment, to me, like, it wasn't so much that I was that person to you, is that it was that she could
Acknowledged it and was okay with that. Yeah.
Not out at all.
Well, that's a good friend.
I know. And like,
Yes.
that's the kind of shit that goes down up there. Right?
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of friends and relationships that grow out of that place.
And those kinds of games just help us to sort of bring it out, then talk about it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That always spurs a good conversation. And look, we're talking about it again now.
Well, I remember we used to play some games, and did you buy apples to apples, or did we
That's
buy
probably
apples
me.
to apples?
I don't know, but I love
You
games.
love games.
I'm a big gamer.
I don't play any games. I think you brought it over.
I'm sure I did. And the expansion pack and then Cards Against Humanity. Like,
Well,
we've played all of these, haven't we? I mean,
Oh, yes.
I love games.
apples to apples, when it came out, Cards Against Humanity
there yet.
didn't exist.
Wasn't here yet.
However, we invented it with apples to apples.
That was pretty
I'm
much
certain
it.
that's how Cards Against Humanity was born, because everybody was like, ooh, we can make this more interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sarah and I played a game one of the last times you were at my house. It's just called Let's Get Deep. And it is cards. It's weird because I think it's designed more for like new couples.
Mm-hmm.
But the questions are so poignant, right? No matter what the relationship is. And obviously there's some you're like, oh, I want to skip that one because that's like really geared towards that. But just that, the ability to sort of think outside the box and ask somebody a different question or learn about them. To me, it's always been, I've always said this, the greatest gift that another person can give me is to really get to know them, right? The greatest
agree.
gift that I can get is to hear their stories, to hear how they are the person that they are, what shaped them, what molded them, right? And that's not so that I can use it in a manipulative way. It's so that I can get a better understanding of you.
Right.
And to me, that's a fucking massive gift.
It
that
really
somebody
is.
gives you.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. That vulnerability and
Yes.
trust and the other person. And like with your friend, 56 years is longer than what percentage of marriages?
Oh gosh,
Like,
yeah.
look at the success in your love and longevity and all of that
Well,
stuff.
we didn't
It's
have to live in
amazing.
the same house together all those years, so I'm just saying. We did not have to live together.
Space is a good thing. That's what good
Space
friends
is
give each
great.
other. Yeah,
Key to a long relationship, successful
that's right.
I
relationship.
don't know if I was going away on a desert island though, and I could only bring one friend. I know. I'm like, I think you and I could get along like
I
forever and
think
ever.
we'd do great. We'd do great.
The joke that Sarah and I like to make, maybe not the whole family likes to make, but Sarah and I like to make the joke is that I married the wrong Jackson. I married the wrong person in that family.
Telling her
'Cause
that.
I think Sarah and I
telling her.
could be stranded somewhere together for a very long time and never grow sick of each
We
other.
would be fine. We would be fine. We'd
Yeah,
have a
it would be
blast.
fine. Yeah, it would be fine. So, I think, and I don't know, not everybody has a weekend cabin at the lake and stuff, but I mean, I think like for me, I always wanted to do it in a different setting. Like I always thought on my 40th birthday, I guess when I developed this plan in my head, I was going to be rich enough to do it. Guess what? Shock. I wasn't. I wanted to because I've moved around a lot and, like our friendship, we haven't always been, physically close to each other, but we've always remained and stayed in contact and found a way to find that space to reconnect. Right. So I've lived in different places and all over the country and I've had different friends from different chapters of my life. So for my 40th, I thought, wouldn't it be great? I'm going to fly everybody to Tahiti and I'm going to get to introduce all of the people that shaped me to each other. Like, just like your vision for getting together the weekend at the lake, except mine was going to be in those huts over the
Fancy.
ocean, the blue water.
Fancy.
Yeah. Well, it didn't happen. And then I said it again. I was going to try to do it for my 50th. And guess what? That still didn't fucking happen. So now I'm going to punt that to my 60th,
I
right?
think it's an excellent goal.
Yeah. I just keep moving the date.
Well, and now we have so much more notice. I mean, we've got another
Yes,
6 years.
absolutely.
If we can all start planning for that now. We have 6 years.
Okay.
6 years.
Let's do it.
Let's start looking at flights. So maybe I can just scale back the location.
Location might be the thing to scale back because I think this is very doable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're all just coming from different parts of the country, really.
Yeah.
And my furthest friend is in Washington State, but that's not impossible. So yeah, maybe maybe it's not Tahiti. Maybe it's Pittsburgh.
So when I quit my job, I told you I wanted to see my friends and fill my cup. And it was all out of selfishness, just like you were saying. But then people got to meet each other because I just said yes to everybody. When they said, are you around and do you have room? I just said yes. And so I'd have these groups of people that had no business meeting each other. And it was
Wouldn't have
just
otherwise.
the best feeling in the
Wonderful
whole world. Yeah.
Because you love them each individually, and then you start to see them connect, and it's so rewarding, and it's so because you could share. Oh, this is my friend Lisa. She's hilarious, or my sister Lisa, whatever we're calling each other these days, as we've said. But she's so fun. She's so great to be around. She's really, really hilarious. You're gonna love her. You're gonna love her. You can say that for years, but until you get them together to meet each other in a situation like that, where it's where it's laid back and there's no itinerary. We don't have to go anywhere and do anything. We're all just kind of hanging out and getting to know who the others are. And it is, you were absolutely right, Erin. It is such a blessing
I wrote a poem to my Indiana girls once.
You'll have it.
I'm an artist. I am an artist.
It's just like,
on so many levels, Erin. You just don't even know.
what next?
I wrote a poem. I would be. Could I read it?
Oh, please.
Let me get it. It's on my phone. To Indiana. Not a day goes by without me being thankful for my Indiana people, for all the laughter and acceptance, for all the concerts, boat days, lake days, pool days, birthdays, just for the fuck of it days, karaoke days and nights, and various holidays that we use as an excuse to celebrate our extraordinary time together. For every hour, minute, and second, for all of the lives you've given me in Candy Crush. For days we made plans and didn't, and for days we made plans and did. For all the food and bomb-ass breakfasts at 3 a.m. and every game of pool at the club. For Country Girl Bev. For making me feel special and still treating me like I'm radio/celebrity royalty, which we laugh about because we know I'm just me. For the road trips we've taken and for those we have yet to take. For bonfires, paybacks, and pay forwards. For eating sandwiches with too many toppings. For wineries and for Whitney Houston, for weddings and understanding and compassion and tears. For talking into the wee hours. For music and dogs and cats and children, not necessarily in that order. For sharing it all. For family and a place to feel welcome, no matter what. For joys and sadness and everything that falls in between. For giving thoughts, opinions, and honest advice without judgment or take backsies or told you so's. For having each other's backs and for letting me touch your fronts.
I didn't see that coming. Nobody did.
There is a beautiful memory for every smile I can remember, and for those I can't remember. Oh, and for those I can't remember, I blame you and whatever heavy drink you made me. For everything we've done and all that lies ahead. I couldn't be more proud to call you my friends. You are my tribe, and more importantly, my loves. I was just sitting there by myself one night and probably half a little tipsy on wine, thinking about these great friendships that started with Sarah, really, but that whole group and how many experiences in this poem that I've had with some of those friendships that have come from this. And just being so fucking grateful for all of these people that have turned into family, that have turned into best friends. And it all happened because of you. And, you know, and it's more poignant now because in this poem, I talked about all the things that lie ahead. Sarah and I just booked a 2-week trip to go to Italy together.
This is very exciting.
And so, like,
we've done the little road trips to the lake cottage boat and to the houseboat, but we've never traveled like this together.
This is big. Yeah. And I'm so fucking excited to do this, but to do it with you and just, oh my God, I can't wait to get on some high speed trains with you. It's just fucking
Gonna be
tools out in Italy and eat pasta and pastries and drink wine.
Fabulous.
And it's just going to be epic. So, you know, yeah, I don't know. The takeaways here are, Erin.
Here's my takeaway is, you know, you can have a pretty big, terrible tragedy or failure or just thing that didn't go right in your life and get a lot of silver linings in the form of good friends out of
Absolutely.
them. And so that I really think we have to look at every experience that we have with other people as just an opportunity to meet some friends. Whatever it is, it may not work out. But on the flip side, you have this opportunity to meet people that are going to make your life so much better. It's pretty incredible because, money can't buy this stuff. And just like you said, I mean, I don't know where I'd be without my friends. Yeah, you can't survive without them.
And I don't think, not everybody has that cottage at the lake, but find the place to bring those people together,
Local restaurant and go one night a week or once every other 2 weeks with a group of girls and just keep letting it grow, and they'll start to expect you and they'll leave the big table open for you. And it doesn't have to be a trip. It doesn't have to be, a lake cottage. It could be anything. You could start at a girlfriend's house and have a few appetizers and glasses of wine once a month. And then the next one hosts and the next one hosts. And I mean, it can just, it doesn't have to be grand by any means. It's just about,
Right.
it's about the company. It's about who you're with, not where you are,
I think it's easy to settle into a groove with the friends that you have, right? And what happens usually as you age is those friends tick off, right? Typically your circle gets a little smaller as the older you get. And so, I think to expand that, right? It takes conscious effort.
Yeah.
Like you do need to. And so, like I have a friend, Heather, and I met a girl named Grace through her. And Grace decided to have a card night at her house once a month. And so I wasn't able to go in January. And in February, I was able to go, but Heather wasn't able to go. Heather was having a get together at her house with some other girlfriends. And when she said, no, I can't make it because we were all in this group text, I go, Heather, what the fuck are you doing that you can't make Grace's? So then she included me on another group text for her thing at her house.
Oh, no.
I go, what the fuck? I go, you can't go to Grace's house and play cards because you're having another group thing at your house and you're inviting me to this. And I've already said yes to Grace. And she's like, I know, where you going? I said, I'm going to Grace's house.
Yeah, good for you.
And so when I got to Grace, she goes, oh my God, I'm so glad you're here. She said, I didn't think you were coming because Heather was having a thing. I go, fuck Heather. I'm coming over to your. I said, I told you, I gave you my word I'd come. Plus, I happen to be the only one who knew how to play cards.
Oh,
So I felt like they knew.
That was interesting.
Right? But
that's
you know what?
card games.
I met 5 other girs that night that I've never met. So step out of your comfort zone and make that a thing that you do, a very conscious effort to meet new people, to go out and experience something else, or put yourself in a social circle that may seem secondary, because you might quickly discover how that group becomes your primary.
Each time you invite somebody new, encourage them to bring a friend.
Perfect. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Somebody who would be into meeting, making some new friends, meeting up once a month or whatever. Bring your friend, please. Bring your friend.
I need +1 at the lake.
Oh,
hell yes.
When I job, I made the announcement to all of my friends, if anyone needs a +1, I am available. And I can't tell you how many things I got to do. It was incredible.
Awesome.
Yeah. And so you have to just say yes. It's so easy to say no, and to just sit home and get your laundry done or whatever bullshit you think you have going on. That's important. That's just going to be there 2 hours later. So it is important the inertia sets in, and
Yes.
it's easy to just kind of do your own thing. We're also comfortable and happy and pretty self-fulfilled. That's why we all like each other. So go out, put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Overcome the inner.
It's a way to grow. Open yourself up.
Um,
It's the way to grow.
I am quite sure that I am going to have Sarah on future episodes because there's more to this to talk about, and of course we'll have Italy to talk about at some point. So I just want to thank you for being here, being my sister, friend, whatever you are.
Been my pleasure. Both being your sister friend and being a part of this and meeting Erin, and it's been amazing. Can't wait to see more of her too.
You can find us on YouTube and Patreon, and we're on the socials. And
email us your stories, how you met your greatest friends. We'd love to hear it.
that is at the Art of Making Friends podcast at gmail.com. And cut.
Yay!
How fun was that?
Great episode.
It's going to be awesome.
Great episode.
I don't even think you have to edit it.